Happy Thumbs Gaming. Booyakashaw.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with Happy Thumbs Gaming. Today we've got another Uncharted 4 video for you. This one happens to be Chapter 6, Once a Thief. ... I guess we didn't add those, but that's what it's supposed to be. Kind of like once a thief, always a thief kind of a thing. Look at this too. We find 9 pieces of treasure. And we also experience 3 optional conversations. There are no bonus trophies in this video, and we do not get any of the other collectibles. And I should note that we have minimized this video's time by removing all unneeded cutscenes, and we've also sped it up just ever so slightly. So you can see here, I had a little boo-boo here. And speaking of boo-boo, I'd been playing some online games with a buddy of mine, BHU, or as we call him, Boo. And I'd been using my mic, and I forgot to unplug it, so sorry about that. I unplugged it, and everything got all crazy. I was wondering why I didn't have any sound at first, but as it turns out, it's because I had my mic plugged in, and I didn't need it. So, all right, we go ahead, and we start following Sam down this ravine here. And once we get down kind of towards the middle path here, you're going to see Sam go over to the right, and he's going to hang along that right wall. We're going to do the opposite. In fact, we're going to go up to the left. I got a little too high on the left here. But, watch that next step. It's a doozy. But we're going to follow this rock wall all the way around, and you can see Sam running over on the right there. But over on this far left ledge, we're going to find the first piece of treasure. We'll go ahead and pick that up, and look at that. What do we got? What do we got? What is it? Press the button, Brian. Come on. Ooh, it's a Muggle water container. Now, look at that. Use the quick links below to quickly access the next collectible. So if you are in a hurry and just simply here for the collectibles, maybe you've already beat the game and you're just looking for that next pesky piece of treasure, or maybe you're looking for the optional conversations, we've got all of those listed with time links down below in the video description, so feel free to click those and get to the next one. The next one should be, I almost said mini kit. This isn't a Lego game. It's going to be the next treasure. Oh, and look at that. I love the humor. You know, you got to give it up to Naughty Dog. Like, their storytelling is amazing. The way they put together these episodic pieces and make it, I mean, they're just always epic and amazing. And, you know, really, there's been a story that's being told over many different versions of this game. And, you know, really, it's amazing. Now, on top of that, the games have always been top-notch graphically. And you got to give it up to them, too. They're pretty witty. They got a lot of humor going on. And they definitely access, you know, pop culture things and make references to all sorts of fun times. So, all right, we have used our grapple to go ahead and actually swing out to this wall over here. And now we've slid up and down and all around. And here comes Sam. And we're actually going to do the old switcheroo here. Watch this. Wait for it. A little sketchy if you're asking this guy. But, hey, I'm not the one climbing on the rock wall, so I'm all right with it. Now, eventually what we're going to do here is drop on down, and Sam has used the grapple to go ahead and get himself across, but we need to drop down. You can see down there on the bottom middle of the screen there was a couple of ledges. Oh, there we go. So go ahead and press that cycle button to drop on down, and I assure you your character will grab onto it and slide over to the left far enough, and you'll eventually get the X icon to pop up. We'll go ahead and jump on over, and now you got to do a little wall swinging here. We have no problem with that. We jump on up and traverse all the way over to this sketchy tree here. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they're just making it a little extra stressful. I don't know. Now, once we get to this rock ledge, though, we're going to find ourselves waiting for a couple of bad guys. And once these guys disappear, we're actually going to climb up and go get the next treasure. So we should get a notation for that any second here. And booyakashow. There it is. All right, so go ahead and pull yourself up, and we're just going to follow this high right wall. So just stay around along the top side there is all you really need to do. And there you can see the treasure up in the windowsill there. It's kind of like a fresh pie being stolen from the neighborhood. I don't remember what that was. In the old cartoons, remember? Who was that used to do that? There was always a pie in the window, and he'd always get sucked in with the smells. It was Looney Tunes, I'm pretty sure. Anyhow, all right, so optional conversation number 1. As you're making your way through the little tree grove here, I think it's a lemon tree grove, we're going to find Sam's stop, and that little icon pops up with a triangle on it, so we're going to go ahead and press it, and we're going to talk our way through this. Now, we did get some information from one of our faithful viewers out there, Barry. And Barry mentioned that he started an optional conversation and ran away from it before it was over, and it did not count for him. So we don't know if that's true for everybody, but in this particular case for Barry, it did not count. So make sure you hang out at least long enough for those conversations to be over so you don't have to replay a level in its entirety just to have a couple of second conversation there. So, all right, we have followed all the way down and around, and we've made it into this building. We have used our grapple to go ahead and lock ourselves on, and look at that, we can rappel now down the rope, and now we can swing, and watch this. Oh no. All right, that was pretty sketchy, but a lot of the things that Nathan does in this game are quite sketchy. I would never do any of this stuff. But once you find yourself safely landed over on this new area, Sam's going to follow you over, and we're going to get the cue for optional conversation number 2. And basically, you got to follow him all the way down to the very bottom here. And this one's actually kind of hard to miss because he's telling you a story, and it seems like this is the way you need to go anyways. But there it is. So we'll go ahead and cue that conversation as he looks out over this amazing scenic view here. Look at that. That's awesome. I remember when I was young, I did a report on the old ancient Mesa Verde. I think that's how you say that. Out in Arizona. And it's a bunch of houses basically carved into the walls, and whenever I see like landscapes like that one down below with all those houses, it always reminds me of that, and I've always thought it'd be cool to go there and possibly even live in one of those situations, or at least vacation in one of those situations. I don't know, the old days probably a lot nicer having I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyways, moving along, we've climbed up. We're gonna make our way up and around, and we found another ledge that we can make our way to by swinging on that pole there. We got a little twirly pole action. So as different as Uncharted and Lego games are, at their core, they're actually pretty similar. You know, they're storytelling and adventurous, and lots of ups and downs, gadgets and things required, puzzles to be solved, collectibles to be found. I mean, there's a lot more in common than you might think. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series, and hopefully our Lego formula for finding collectibles is working out well for you guys in Uncharted as well. So another sketchy moment there where I slide on out and swing across a crazy gap there. And yeah, as we mentioned before, there are quick links down below, and there is, well, probably another minute or so before the next collectible pops up. And we do remove a cutscene coming up. As we get to the top here, we actually find ourselves running into Sully. We haven't seen Sully. We've talked a little bit about him in this game, but we haven't seen him, well, since Uncharted 3. And we're going to go ahead and climb up this rope once Sam gets to the top. Once we climb all the way up, that's when that cutscene's going to cue, and you'll see it kind of fade into the scene and fade out right back to where we have control. And we're going to go ahead and pick up the next treasure. But all right, we pull ourselves up and wait for it. Oh, there's the cutscene beginning. And oh, we've transitioned right on into the party. That's right, we're looking good in our snazzy tuxedos. And the level wants you to follow Sully and Sam, but we're actually going to turn around and go right back into the room that we came into where we met Sully. And check it out, there is a treasure right there on the little hutch there. So we'll grab that, and look at that, it's a Viking cloak clasp. I don't know if that's supposed to go on like your shirt there on your lapel, or like what that is, but we'll put it in our pocket for now. Oh, look, maybe he's putting it on his little, I don't know what he's doing. But all right, so again, it wants you to follow Sam and Sully, and we've kind of lost track of them. So we're going to head out onto this balcony on the first right, and if we keep following it all the way around the right, we see that there is a treasure, and it's the mother of pearl horn. I don't know if that's the sound it makes, but that's what I'd like to think it sounds like. And out on the porch, too, we find Sam, and it's actually another optional conversation. So this is going to be the third and final conversation for this particular chapter. We do have a handful of more treasures coming up, but we do have a nice little gap in between treasures. We have to make our way in through to the kitchen is where our next place of interest is, but in order to do that, we have to pickpocket a guy down below and have a little talk with Sully, and of course we have to travel downstairs too, so there is a little bit of time, and as you saw the note there are quick links if you want to get to that next collectible. And all right, otherwise we're going to go ahead and make our way down, and we find once we get down here, there's actually a ledger here that kind of gives you an overview of what's being sold or auctioned, I guess, here, and gives you the values of all that. And this really is just kind of some backstory. I'm sure there's some other things here that I'm missing that are relevant, you know, maybe prior story pieces or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure there's more to it than just a list, but we do find out that the item we're after is being sold sooner than later, so we've got to, you know, take a little extra action. And this whole area right here was a little bit suspect for me in the character animations. As you make your way through here, you can see that Nathan kind of turns left and right and shimmies by. And that one right there, that one was a little weird because I'm like acting like I've got like this narrow little crevasse to get through, but anyhow. All right, we make it to the door. Finally, we hit the button, and all of a sudden we find out it's locked. And then we hear somebody on the other side cue it with their key card, and it opens up, and we see a waiter. And this guy happens to be the unsuspecting fool that we steal his card from, or his key card. So he walks off, and of course Sam tells us he's got it, but of course Nathan, little brother's got to go ahead and show some pride here, and so he insists that he will get it without any problems. And of course, as a big brother should, he follows him to make sure he gets the job done, and even gives him a little heckle. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually successfully pickpocket him at that first stop. I think it's not possible, which is why Sam comes and gives you a little, you know, little hassle there, but we're going to go ahead and fill it up on the second time. Make sure you press the triangle as soon as it fills up. He notices the swipe on his took us there, but apparently didn't mind it too much. Kind of gave a little look over his shoulder and a smile, so I don't know if he was indicating something there or not, but we'll go ahead and move on using his key card and advance our way through this door. Now, there is a little bit of a cutscene there. We're going to skip that and find ourselves down inside the kitchen area. And again, it wants you to follow Sam, but we're going to take an immediate left and make our way back down this hallway. And there's these giant brown wooden tables on the left and this stack of goods here. And it's kind of hard to see, but I promise you, it's right on the back side here. So I even had a hard time finding it. I'm like, where are you, piece of treasure? Oh, there you are. And it's hiding there, but we go ahead and find it. Press that triangle button to pick it up. And what do we got? What do we got? It's the Persian bronze bowl. I don't know if it looks like a bowl or not. It looks more like a cup, I guess. But anyhow, we will follow our way down through the stairs. Actually, Sam is guiding us, but he's kind of gotten ahead of us here. And we'll eventually follow him. And the next piece of treasure is already being noted because as soon as we get to the bottom of this staircase, there is a little cubby spot here. And that next piece of treasure is actually going to be hiding inside there. So it's real easy to miss. In fact, as you follow Sam, you walk right on by it. And look at that shiny, shiny treasure. We'll go ahead and pick it up. Thank you very much. And what do we got here? It's it's a brass barber's bowl. I don't know. These things are a little weird. I guess ancient artifacts certainly look different than our modern time things, but as we find ourselves in this next room here, we go up and press triangle on the gate to find out that it's locked. Luckily for us, there is another way out of here, and we're going to find it by heading off over to the far end of the room here. And they're looking at vents, and they're thinking they're finding a way, but as it turns out, there's actually a big wine barrel over here on wheels. And it's hard to see right there. I don't know if it was even active yet. I think Sam might have to go through this whole sequence here and get to this point right here, because all of a sudden you see the little icon pops up back there. And once it does, go ahead and approach it, press the triangle button, and push that big old barrel out of the way. And of course, once we get it out of the way, you have to release it by pressing triangle or circle. And now we've got access to this new area, including a door on the back side. So we'll go ahead and access that. Now, keep in mind, this is one of the longest stretches of the video where we do not have any collectibles. So I believe it's like probably almost 5 minutes before we get to that next collectible. So if you're stuck and you need help getting through this area, of course, we got your back, and we'll show you how to do that. If you're in a hurry to get to those collectibles, feel free to click that next piece of treasure, which I believe is what, number 7? I think it's number 7 is next. But anyhow, we got a little lost in this room. I won't lie. It's very dark and kind of hard to figure out. And we can see that there is a barrel blocking our path, what we might need to get to. But really, I made a mistake here. I actually pushed a barrel. This barrel right here, we need to pull it towards us. And I pushed it, I believe. Maybe I'm pushing it right now. Yep, I'm pushing it right now. But I need to pull it. And if I pull it all the way to the back, it actually frees up a new hallway there, and it allows me access to get to that other barrel blocking our path that is actually the exit. So I spin around and make myself nauseous in the dark for a second here, and I finally realize, wait a minute, I need to move that other barrel, and I need to pull it towards me. And I figure it out here any second. I thought about editing this out, but, you know, sometimes it's fun for you guys to see me struggle, because I know often I have a pretty good game plan, but every once in a while I fumble my way through an area, and this happens to be one of them. And, you know, hey, just in case you were kind of stuck at this point too, we didn't want you to feel alone. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe I didn't want to feel alone, and I'm hoping that one of you guys will be like, oh, man, I struggled with that part too, Brian. But, hey, look at that. We've actually found our barrel again. We're going to pull it all the way out now because the old lights clicked on in the brain there, and I'm like, ooh, there's a way here. Oh, and look at that. You pull it until you can't pull it no more, and then, of course, you release it and make your way around it. And look at that. Here's the hallway as promised. But now we've got another blockade here, so we're going to walk up to that one, and we're going to pull this one too. And that's right. We pull it till we can't pull it no more, and now we've got to walk out and all the way around and back to that original spot where he makes the comment, ooh, I think we can get through here. And look at that, we can. And now we've got to do one more barrel moving, but this one's a little bit different. This one, we need to find our way to get up top to that grate right there. And in order to do it, we have to pull this barrel over in the corner out under it so we can climb up on top of it. So there we go. He lights it up. All of a sudden, the icon pops up. So it's another one of those moments, of course, where you have to wait for Sam to say the visual, or not the visual, to say the visual. Not only does he have to give you the visual, but he has to give you the audio cues. There we go. All right, after a couple failed jumps there to climb up to, I finally make my way up and into the ventilation shaft here. We find ourselves getting a little bit claustrophobic, if I'm being honest. I'm just glad I didn't have to crawl on my belly. That would have been even worse. But, all right, make your way all the way through the shaft, and you will find a little icon at the end. And unfortunately, we can't do anything with that icon, so it reroutes us back. And then we have a little team effort on that grate that we just passed there, but we'll get to that here in a hot second. And, all right, shake it up. Oh, nope, no shaking it up for you. All right, here we go. We got this one. We're going to go ahead and spam that triangle button and rip open this grate here. And then, of course, Sam, being the older brother, he makes his way through and leads us up top and then warns us there's some bad guys right there. He holds us off. Hold on. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And we're going to pull ourselves up. We're actually getting pretty close to that next collectible. So, and this one was really tricky. If I'm being totally honest, I actually had to replay this entire level because I missed one. And the save point to go back to was beyond where I needed to go. So you can miss this one, and it's pretty easy to miss. So pull yourself out of the ventilation shaft there, and instead of following Sam over to the right to that gate, head to the left side, jump, and drop down to this lower level here. And even though it's telling you find your ally, make your way all the way over to the left and over to this fire escape. Climb up the fire escape onto this little balcony, and then, of course, you're going to have to scale up this pipe along the wall and then use these couple of ledges here to crawl all the way up and over. See what I'm saying? This one's really tricky. Like, if you made it all the way to the end of the game and you're missing one treasure, this might be the one. We'll go ahead and drop all the way down onto the roofing here, and over on the corner, booyah kashow, we find treasure number 7. Treasure! And what do we got? We got a Syrian vase. All right, we can dig it. We can dig it. All right, so once we take a peek at that, we'll go ahead and climb up and then drop down to where Sam is. And look at that. He is still looking at this gate here. So we'll approach the gate. And once we get there, we look up and we can see some sort of like a radio tower or something we need to make our way up to. So we're going to double back here. And there happens to be a ladder that we can boost Sam up to. You can see the icon for it now. So we'll go ahead and give him a lift. Ready, going up. All right, well, now we're up there. Sam's actually going to kick the ladder down, and then he's going to advance. And again, this is another one of those ones that the story totally misdirects you and takes you away from this collectible. But we're going to head off to the left-hand side here, and we're going to jump and climb up onto this little rooftop, and we're going to make a really sketchy jump. Now, this sucks because if you miss this jump, I don't know exactly where. If you survive the fall, you might spawn and restart down below there. If you die, you'll probably start behind there. But I got lucky. I made the jump. And of course, there's that piece of treasure sitting right there on the ledge. And it's a Persian candlestick. So I prefer Roman candles, but Persian candlestick will have to do for now. All right, last but not least, we're going to follow Sam on over. And here we've got another couple of minutes before we get to the final collectible for this level or chapter. And so if you're looking for that and you're in a hurry, feel free to use that quick link. Oh, look at that, right on time. And yeah, so that's going to be treasure number 9 if you're looking for that quick link. Otherwise, Sam's going to boost us up this time, and it seems like we have a little bit of a struggle to knock down that ladder. And oh no, we got a waiter that comes out, and of course he gives us the old, what are you doing there? And he doesn't see Sam, luckily, and he gives him the old pow right in the kisser and knocks him out. And look at that, he even takes his smoke. I guess he's not into wasting tobacco. I myself would have been okay letting it go. But anyways, we find ourselves up top now, and of course Sam makes his way inside and actually gained access. That's where he was wanting to go, so that's good for him. Now we have to continue and make our way up to this tower that Sam had pointed out earlier, so just keep on keeping on, climb all the way up, and we find ourselves just using all of this weird kind of grating attached to the side of the walls, and it's a pretty good indication of where to go. And we just make a jump from rooftop to rooftop, because that's what Nathan Drake does. And eventually we find ourselves scaling another building to get even higher. And we'll jump across, and this next jump is, it doesn't end so well for us. And it actually takes us into another cutscene that we have removed, so you'll see a nice little transition from the start point to the end point of that cutscene. And wait for it, here we go. We're going to jump out onto these twirly poles. And here it comes. Sketch City. Ah. Oh, yeah, it's always the pole. Oh, hey, look at that. We did get it. Psych. All right, but truth be told, spoiler alert, we actually don't plummet to our doom. We do find a little ledge that we can climb up to, and the final treasure is actually right around the corner from this, and again, really easy to miss. So we're going to jump out onto this pole here. We're going to drop down to this other one and turn around. That's right, and we're going to swing out over to this ledge. Now, we're supposed to keep on climbing up and around, but we're going to go down and over and around. And you can see I'm kind of lost too. I'm like, which way did it go? Which way did it go? Oh, there it is. It's flashing out on the ledge around the corner here. So we have to drop down on this ledge and climb up. And look at that. It's just mounted right on the side of the wall. And we're going to go ahead and pick it up by pressing triangle and booyakashow. It's a Muggle dagger. Mughow? I'm probably saying that wrong. I think Muggle. I'm thinking like Harry Potter. Isn't that what a Muggle? Isn't that like a... I don't know. Anyways. Oh, no! We should have finished on that note right there. We actually go ahead and we do finish this level out because there is kind of this moment at the end where it might seem like you're stuck and you're not going to get somewhere, and it's a total chance of randomness. But, you know, we wanted to kind of explain it to you in the event that you felt like us and you felt trapped and like you weren't going to be able to escape that. But, all right, so you can see here, instead of jumping down and climbing around, you need to go up and then swing out. There happens to be a broken bar up on the left-hand side of this, so make sure you shimmy on over to the left. Why no shimmy, Jimmy? Anybody know what the movie that's from? Anyways, moving around, we're going to find ourselves out on this crazy ledge, and I did go the wrong way, I think. Yes, I did go the wrong way. So I got to climb up, and I had a weird, I don't know if this was user error or what, but I had a heck of a time actually getting out onto that pole there. I thought, well, maybe I am trying to go the wrong way. Maybe I do need to go left. I can see there's a bunch of stuff I need to climb on up above me there, but how do I get to it? So eventually I get up on that pole, and yeah, but so another weird situation. Again, I'm sure it's user error here, or maybe just a funny angle, but eventually I look out, and there we go. So if you're having troubles, make sure you're up on that upper block over there on the left-hand side, and hopefully you'll be able to grab out and reach for that pole. Giggity. All right, so yeah, make your way all the way up, and we are in the home stretch here. And once we get all the way to the top, we do have a nice little cutscene, And actually, we're finding our way into the control room here. And, oh, look at all these wires. It's kind of weird. It's like this ancient building and all this awesomeness, artifacts galore, fountains, flowers. But look at all this plumbing in here. I mean, there's a ton of piping, and man, they must have some serious networking issues at this place. Look at all that wire. And it all looks like Ethernet cable too, doesn't it? Maybe I'm wrong, but all right, I get a little lost walking through here too. It wasn't as obvious as you might think it would be. You're supposed to go through right there, but it looks like it's blocked off. But you do have to do one of those weird kind of shimmies through there, and there's where we're going. We need to get down there to that gate and press the triangle button. And nope, here we go. This is the way we're going. All right, crawling on through to the other side. All right, sorry if I'm a little boring. This was a little bit long-winded. It's not often that I have 25 to 30-minute videos these days. Usually they're 10 to 15 or whatever, so my bad, and especially when we got a lot of talk time in between. But okay, so here's that point I was talking about where it's a little bit of randomness. Once you actually go up and trigger the door here, it actually cues a cutscene, which you can see we removed there. And once we gain control of Nathan again, there's a bunch of drawers and shelves and boxes that you need to search in order to find the crowbar. Now, it's my understanding that the crowbar is probably going to be in a different place every single time you play this. I don't know if that's true or not. It may always be in the same place. If you go the same route and always check the same boxes, it may always be in the same place. I don't really know, but my best piece of advice is to stick with it, and eventually you'll find that crowbar, and we'll get our jack on here. We can go ahead and spam that button and jack open this door, and booyakashow. We are in like Flynn. Press that triangle button on the power switch itself, and that's actually going to turn out the lights. And who turned out the lights? We skipped the final cutscene that actually leads us right into Chapter 7's beginning, and that's where we'll pick up next. So that's going to wrap it up for Uncharted 4, Chapter 6, Once a Thief, where we got all 9 of the treasures, and we picked up those 3 optional conversations too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We got more to come. In fact, there's 24 total levels that we have planned for this. And of course, we'll do some Easter eggs and trophy videos as well. But if you guys have any questions or comments, head on over to Facebook, Twitter, or simply comment, vote, subscribe down below. HappyThumbsGaming.com is also available for your viewing pleasure. And, we also got Instagram, G+, Twitch. We got a bunch of stuff. So check out the links down below in the video description. As for me, that's going to do it. I got more work to put in. So as always, until next time. Who turned out the lights?